Hey there, and welcome back to the channel, or as we like to call it, our little corner of the internet, which I love so very much, and I'm so excited to go over these clips with you. Just remember that this is for entertainment purposes only, and I always encourage you to do your own research, of course. So, without further ado, let's get to it.
Your eyes are not playing tricks on you. There's no pilot inside this helicopter. It's 2022, so let's face it, we're used to seeing all types of vehicles operate themselves. From cars to boats, drones, even motorcycles. But some people might say there's something a little ominous about seeing a military-grade helicopter flying without a pilot. This is part of a project from Lockheed Martin's subsidiary, Sikorsky, and DARPA. Now, if you're not familiar with DARPA, it's a research and development agency for the U.S. Department of Defense. And according to DARPA, this marked the first time a Black Hawk helicopter flew without anyone on board.
Yeah. Did not expect to find that today. But could I be shocked? Impossible. So this video was obviously made 2 years ago, and the caption here just says, "You think this Black Hawk could be taken over by remote to avoid a crash? Or cause it?" Now, of course, I'm not making any accusations or diminishing the tragedy of this situation, but it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And this was 2 years ago that they're discussing the capability of this. So I don't know. I don't know. I just pray for everyone still. I mean, I can't imagine the pain that is going on from this situation. So tragic. And I really just hope these weird things stop, because it's not just a thing, it's lives, it's families torn apart, it's people who will never be the same, and people who are no longer here. Devastating.
I just found out something crazy about Wi-Fi and all these other different frequency bands, and it is shocking. Did you know that mold, which is in like 90% of people's homes, bathrooms, any other moist areas, basements, the growth and toxicity of mold is increased by electromagnetic frequencies like Wi-Fi. So if you didn't know, mold is one of the, especially black mold, and there's green mold too, are some of the most toxic things that people are exposed to in their homes. And indoor air quality can be like 1,000 times worse than outdoor air quality, even if you're living in a big city with lots of vehicles and freaking dryer vents pumping out those synthetic fragrances, etc. But so now it's a perfect toxic concoction because Wi-Fi increases the mold growth and can actually be strengthened by it. The production of biotoxins in mold culture increased more than 600 times after being exposed to ambient electromagnetic EMF frequencies.
600 times? Sometimes when I find these clips, I watch the first bit of it, but I really want to react. I want to experience it with you for the first time, so I don't watch the entire thing. I did not know about the 600 times. Wow. And let me see really quick.
I just found out.
Yeah, this little chart here seems to explain what some frequencies do. So Wi-Fi, I don't know what that first thing means, but 5G is acceleration. I don't know. Whatever. Acceleraton growth, mold growth, accelerating. I feel like there's a lot of just, look at this, these words. Those aren't real words, but you know what I'm saying here. So apparently we are just killing ourselves slowly with our Wi-Fi. But that's not shocking. What's shocking to me is that mold is involved in this whole thing. I figured it was just the frequencies that were messing with our cells, but nope, now we got more.
Because when you think you're a victim, the victim vibe goes out, the victim circumstance goes in. When you say, hey, I'm not a victim, I'm in control of my life, I've created these circumstances I don't like, therefore I can create circumstances I do. At that point, the victim mentality's gone. Victim circumstances stop being attracted, and suddenly people come into your life who are just the people you need to get you out of the circumstances you don't like. And if you don't realize what's happening, and most of us don't at the time, we say, oh my God, mate, I was so lucky. This fella came into my life at just the right time, this person, I couldn't believe it. Amazing luck. No. You pulled them in because your state of being had changed and you synced with what you needed to get out of that situation. We are so in control of our destiny, it's unbelievable. And yet billions are persuaded they're not, and therefore they create a very different reality. If we're in fear, we can attract a reflection of fear. But when we emit love, we create a very different energy, therefore we create a very different reality. It's just a choice. Everything is just a choice. I keep hearing people say, oh, I had no choice, mate. I had to do it. We never have no choice. We have choices we'd like to make, choices we'd rather not make, but we never have no choice. It's a cop-out.
Oh, more truth from David Icke. So, yeah, I had to include this because I think a lot of people need to hear it. And even if we all know it, I think it being put in this way will resonate. It certainly did with me. I know that when I started, I consider this really taking accountability for your own life. So when I started saying, anything in my life that I'm unhappy with or unhappy about or wish that could be different in any way, you have to realize that the reason you're in that situation is just a compilation of your own decisions. There's no one. Yes, you can do things because you think that someone else is going to be happy if you do it. Yes, you can do things because it's what you're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, you chose to do what you were supposed to do. You chose to do that thing for someone else. So you need to, whenever you do something, especially something you don't want to do, just remember that that's still your choice. And I know the argument you don't really have a choice in some cases, and I do understand that, but you can always be working towards change. Always. Little change, little steps, and big changes don't happen overnight, but you can change your life. And that's the point. Why am I so big? I don't I put these videos together and for some reason the format is all strange now. I think because I restarted my computer.
Talk about your BBC. I have a tape of a BBC reporter broadcasting directly back to England talking about a third building has collapsed. World Trade Center Building 7 talks for 7 minutes. All the while she's talking, World Trade Center Building 7 is still standing right behind her. It didn't fall for another half hour, yet they were doing a pre-broadcast back to England that, yes, it's true,
you need to
that
take
this
a break
building fell and it hadn't fallen yet.
You're trying to make out the British Broadcasting Company, one of the most respected news organisations in the world, was inventing huge buildings falling over. You need to have a break, Jesse. We'll come back after the break.
Here's more not like that. I don't think he's trying to make it out like the BBC planned it. I just think that the whole thing was scripted, as we know. And I found the clip, just in case. We all wanted to see that too. I certainly did. When I hear things like this, I need the proof. I need to see it for myself. Or it's just kind of out there as another weird thing you don't know if it's true or not. Okay. So I don't know how this is going to work or if they're going to try and copyright this stuff from me, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. So hold on. An astounding video uncovered from the YouTube archives, isn't that just YouTube, shows the BBC reporting on the collapse of World Trade Center Building 7 over 20 minutes before it actually fell at 5:20 p.m. on the afternoon of 9/11. The incredible footage shows BBC reporter Jane Stanley talking about the collapse of the Solomon Brothers building while it actually remains standing in the live shot behind her head. It is still there. It's still there. It didn't collapse, but it does eventually.
Now, more on the latest building collapse in New York. You might have heard a few moments ago I was talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing. And indeed it has. Apparently that's only a few hundred yards away from where the World Trade Center towers were. And it seems that this was not a result of a new attack. It was because the building had been weakened during this morning's attacks. We'll probably find out more now about that from our correspondent, Jane Stanley. Jane, what more can you tell us about the Salomon Brothers building and its collapse?
Well, only really what you already know. Details are very, very sketchy. There's almost a sense downtown in New York behind me, down by the World Trade Centers, of just an area completely closed off as the rescue workers try to do their job. But this isn't the first building that has suffered as a result. We know that part of the Marriott Hotel next to the World Trade Center also collapsed as a result of this huge amount of falling debris from 110 floors of the two twin towers of the World Trade Center. As you can see behind me, the Trade Center appears to be still burning. We see these huge clouds of smoke and ash, and we know that behind that there's an empty piece of what was a very familiar New York skyline, a symbol of the financial prosperity of this city, but completely disappeared now, and New York is still unable to take on board what has happened to them today.
Presumably there were very few people in the Salomon building when it collapsed. I mean, there were, I suppose, fears of possible further collapses around the area.
That's what you would hope, because this whole downtown area behind me has been completely sealed off and evacuated, apart from the emergency workers. That was done by the mayor, Rudy Giuliani, much earlier today because of, course, the dreadful collapse of the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center. But New York, very much a city still in chaos. The phones are not working properly, the subway lines are not working properly, and we know that...
Well, unfortunately, I think we've lost the line with Jane Stanley in Manhattan. Perhaps we can rejoin her and follow that up later.
Yeah, let's revisit her when it actually happens. So, I don't think anyone blames the BBC for this, of course, but it's clearly just a perfect example of actually watching the script happen, because it's wild. There's so many discrepancies with this whole scenario, let alone so many others. Just another example. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my format here. Just bear with me. It was fine. Now it's not.
So this is pretty fascinating. What you're looking at is a white blood cell roaming around all the red blood cells and checking for any abnormalities, right? Harmful organisms. And what's interesting about this is I remember in health class when I heard that the white blood cells regulate the red blood cells. I don't know what I thought, you know? I just thought they were kind of like chilling, like off-duty cops. And then when something happens, they ran up to it or something, ran up to it. But this is very interesting because it looks like it's like checking on, you know, it's just like filing through. Hey, what's up, y'all? You good over here? Everybody, all right, we straight. It's like literally like patrolling. And it's just crazy. Like this is just going on in here. Every time you sneeze, start to get sick, I just imagine it with like a little flashlight being held by a blood cell hand and just looking around, you know. We good? Any drugs in here? Okay, you good? You've been drinking tonight? You know, like just it's very human. And again, might be common knowledge to everybody else, but I don't know what I thought, but I didn't think this. I didn't think it was just patrolling like this. But hey, next time you get over being sick, just know that your little off-duty security guards, they were on duty. They were doing their duty.
Yeah, they're definitely on duty. I am kind of with this guy because, of course, you know that the white blood cells, find abnormalities and it's their job to fix these things. Uh, but I kind of also envisioned in my mind a scenario with a cell happening, and then the little white blood cells kind of like go over and like envelop it, right? And give it like a big bear hug and say, it's okay and make it better or whatever they do. But apparently they police your cells, which is kind of cool, actually. I like to know my cells are vigilant. Call me crazy. Look at this. Why am I gigantic? Oh.
So I got this Temu lamp as a gift from my sisters, and I had it in my room, and I came home from work after the hot day and there was like hundreds of ants underneath it, and I was like, why the f would ants want a fake croissant? And like I'm almost wondering if this is a fucking literal real croissant covered in resin, because they were going in the holes. And anyway, I just poked a bigger hole, and it like low-key looks like a fucking croissant under there. Hang on. Just going to... Dude, like... that looks like a fucking croissant. Are you actually joking me? Like, that looks like fucking pastry. Look at the crumbs. What the actual Temu? I guess there's one way to truly know.
No.
That crumb just came out of there.
No. What?
It's literally food.
She ate it. Oh my gosh, what? What is this? See, this is what I mean. I did not watch that whole clip, and I didn't expect her to eat it. Oh. Now, I've seen something like this before, and I don't know if we've shared it before, but there's the croissant. Feel free to go order it on Temu if you're hungry.
Ask me how I know I'm in hell right now. There's a driverless damn car, nobody in the car, with a billboard that says, humans are so 2023. Hire an AI. This is a real-life billboard in San Francisco, California. We got rampant homelessness, a fentanyl crisis. Nobody can afford housing. But wait, your employee needs rest? Wait, healthcare? They need to eat lunch? That is so 2023. Humans are so 2023. What are you, an idiot? Hire an AI.
Humans are so 2023. Wow. I do not like that sentiment whatsoever. Now, I'm not going to say it's hell, but I am going to say it is dystopian as
This may not be news to some of you, but I just found out a very interesting, complete coincidence about the Obamas and the Clintons. So this is Walter Scheib, and he was the White House chef during the Clintons when Bill Clinton was president, and there's Hillary Clinton there. Unfortunately, his existence came to an untimely end in 2015, and he drowned. Rest in peace. Well, this is Tafari Campbell, who was the chef for the White House for the Obamas. And he, too, drowned in an unfortunate paddleboard accident. Now, with all the rumors spreading around about the Obamas and the Clintons, what are the odds that their personal chefs who spend a lot of time around them, maybe hear some things, maybe see some things, both end up drowning? Very strange. Follow for part 2. Shane Vibes Truth out.
Yeah, that's suspect. I think we probably mostly knew this, but a kind of like peripheral thing that I thought of this is, how do you in these positions even trust anyone to be your personal chef? How? Because I mean, this is, I don't know. I just feel like it's too easy to pay someone off when you're powerful like this, to pay the chef off to poison them or something. I don't know. I think I would always just make my own meals. Is that crazy? I don't know, but it's suspect for sure. And there's the chefs probably see more than most. I mean, you have to eat mostly, right? Here I am, gigantic again. Hello.
One thing that gives away the International Space Station hoax is the women. Now, women on zero-G planes with long hair, their hair flows naturally in the air. Women on the International Space Station, because this is all fraud, no matter what she does, no matter how she bounces around, you would expect her hair to flow in the air, and it does not happen. Their hair will never look like that, because it's permed.
I mean, it genuinely looks like you're trying to be a mad scientist for Halloween. It's giving me mad scientist vibes. It should move more, right? I don't care if there's no gravity. No gravity means it's just like going up there, right? It's not like frozen in place. It's so weird. There's so many weird things. Giant Debbie, get out of the way. I'm gonna preface this with, do you guys remember hearing about Armie Hammer? This is about that.
Oh, Armie, what would you like for your birthday this year? And he goes, oh, I don't know, maybe money, whatever. And I was like, I believe I'm going to give you a vasectomy. It's a miracle we don't have a bunch of little hammers running around.
Not that she knows of. I ate them.
Oh, that's right. So, Armie.
That did not age well. That did not age well at all. Oh, Armie. You didn't have to do this. We loved you. We're going to get on to the good clip, because I have two. And of course, I will go ahead and read this. So this is a homeless man who was caught on camera giving a dog a birthday party. It was recorded, it went viral, and now he's getting help from people all over the world. Look at this. Look at this. while this is playing, I copied the caption for it because I wanted to share. So while you watch this adorableness unfold, I'm going to read that to you. The caption read that a journalist captured this video on Insta and posted it to Instagram. They wrote that Chaco lives on the street of Colombia's a neighborhood that I'm not going to butcher, and is known for caring for the dogs as his own. Many social media users have approached Chaco and showered him with generous gifts such as clothes after seeing the touching video and the good deeds that he has done for the dogs. During a recent Instagram live session, he then revealed that he is originally from the municipality of Colombia's El Peñon, and the simple birthday party was to celebrate one of his dog's birthdays. Chaco later revealed in a recent Instagram live session that he plans to pursue music and open an animal shelter. His Instagram is at Soy Chaco. That's SOYCHOCCO. I urge you to go check him out because this is some beautiful humanity right here. Beautiful. It just breaks me when people are kind to animals in this way. Look at this. That's genuine. That's sweet. I do have one more for you because why not? And
What I'm going to do is, I've got some cash with me, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough. So what we should do is this. We'll start out with taking...
So I'll read this caption just in case it's too small. A 90-year-old veteran was pawning jewelry to pay for his bills. Just when he was beginning to lose hope, this is what.
Any part of this that you need, see how much we can get for this. Okay. And if there's a deficiency for what I owe on the one, I got some cash.
Okay, well, how about this? I have something for you. This is for you. This is a little gift. I know your birthday's this month, right? I saw it on your ID.
Yeah.
So we put together a little fundraiser, and we came up with some money for you.
Oh my gosh.
You can open it.
I could kiss you. God bless you. Should I open it now?
Yeah, go ahead. You might not have to do your other jewelry.
Oh my goodness.
So there's $1,300 there.
You can't do it. I can't let you do this.
Yeah.
No, listen, I can't let you do this.
No, we want to do it.
I want to say hello to everyone out there, all of you wonderful people. Your generosity and your kindness is just overwhelming. I'm not too sure that I know what to say or how to say it, other than to say that I'm profoundly grateful for everything you've done for me. Thank you so very much.
Some things just really get to you. And this got to me a lot. It breaks my heart to know that so many elderly people are doing things like this to be okay. That's not okay. That's just not okay. We need to take better care of our elderly, of the animals, of all of the sweet souls who need it. Something is very amiss when this is what has to happen. This sweet soul, I'm so happy that they looked out for him. What a kind thing to do that they didn't have to do. I hope this guy's okay. I wish there was more information that we could share to have a GoFundMe or something to ongoing help or something. There needs to be something. And I'll tell you this. This is kind of a side note, and this is my own little political rant. But one of the things that I very strongly believe is, hear me out, when you own a house, you have to pay school taxes for that township or whatever, at least here. But I don't believe that, I think at a certain point, you shouldn't have to still pay that. I think that maybe the cutoff is 70 or something like that. and you no longer have to pay those taxes. They really add up. They kill your mortgage with these things. And there's no reason that somebody who has paid for school taxes for at 70 years old, let's assume you bought a house at 30. A lot of these elderly people have definitely bought houses way younger than that because they were affordable and that was the way life was. So essentially they've been paying taxes on these school taxes for 40 years plus. I mean, when is it enough? When have you done your part? Because every year there's new people paying those. Every year there's people buying houses. Can't we let these guys off the hook at some point? Let them be okay. Enough with the money grabs, man. Look out for these people. And that is all I have for you. It wouldn't be this without some sort of rant, would it? But I just want you to know that I'm happy that you're here. I had so much fun. This was yet another hodgepodge of information, but all sorts of stuff I hope you can wonder about tonight. So have a lovely night. Thank you for spending some time here. I hope everyone is feeling great. I hope you are doing well and just having a great night. So can't wait to hear what you guys think about this stuff. And I guess, oh, it's Friday. So have a fantastic weekend. I'm sure that you'll be hearing from me because I just can't stay away. I love you guys so much. And I want to say goodnight to my grandmom, to my family, to everybody out there. I genuinely appreciate you. So have a great night. And I am signing off.